Nobody ever does anything athletic this way. Anytime you see anybody doing anything athletic, their legs are always spread out. So there's a couple different ways you can do a wrestling stance. You can have a square stance where your legs are on the same plane, or you can have a little bit of a staggered stance like this. This is what I prefer. It's what most wrestlers do, is they have their one foot, their dominant leg a little bit forward. We want to be low a little bit. You're comfortable here still, but you need to keep your level a little low, and then you want to have your hands up here, defending anything down here, anything up here. This is a good wrestling stance. We're going to do duck walk, which is just going to get you more used to the shooting motion. We'll start here, one knee, 1 foot. The foot that's up is going to drive to the mat. The back leg's going to trail and come up. We want to make sure we have good posture, proud chest the whole time. That's always what we want to do for shooting. You should go nice and slow so you don't burn the crap out of the top of your foot. So now we're just going to do penetration steps. We'll start here in our wrestling stance. We'll just do a step through. Just come back to your feet and go back to doing it. Don't worry about doing both sides. Just do one at a time. Snap and go. This is if they're low, or if you get a good grip on their collar up here. So just real quick for context, this is what a snap down would look like, right? I would snap him, I would get to the front headlock, I would, guillotine him or take him down. And that's what we're going to pretend to do, but he's going to resist it. And by resisting it, he's going to give us an opening to his legs. That's the concept here. So when we do the snap and go, if we are collar tied right here, you can see right now I have an outside arm and an inside arm, and he has an inside arm and an outside arm. So we're in the same position. And that's not what we want. We want to be at an advantage anytime we're doing anything. So now I have 2 inside and he has 2 outside, so I have a much better position. I can push him, I can pull him. He can't really do anything to me. This is where we want to go from, this double inside tie here. So once we have the double inside tie, we're going to snap him. He's going to come up. We're going to take our shot. So snap, he pops up. We step. We want to make sure when we step, our knee lands between his feet or further. Just pretend there's a plate of glass here, and we want to break that glass with our knee. We want to make sure that every time we take this shot, our knee goes that far. Because if I don't do that, and I shoot and my knee lands before his legs, I don't move him. He has room. His hips can move away from mine. If I move in so far, he's already off balance. I already have forward momentum. Everything is good for me that way. So we're going to come here. We're going to snap. He's going to pop. We're going to get our penetration step. We get here. Our head is up. Our chest is high. Bring this trail foot here. And then we're going to push off this foot through our head while we pull this knee. And we're going to finish. Tie up, we get inside. We snap, it pops. And I'll show you the other finish real quick. It's the outside trip. So we'll do the same setup here. Snap, comes up. Same thing, I want to take a nice deep penetration step, head still up. This time my trail leg is going to come around, and I'm going to make sure I have my shoelaces on the ground here, and I'm going to use this to push him over the stop there. We do want to make sure the shoelaces are on the ground, because if our foot is up like this, or any other configuration, it can get hurt, like my knee doesn't bend this well, like you have tear an LCL, it's not good news. So when we come in here, shoelaces on the ground, kind of wraps around his leg here. There's a different setup that I think works really well, and it's more based on feel and timing than the other one. It's not something you can really force, but it's something that I do use a lot. It's not something I use a whole lot. A lot of wrestling is about timing, so I think it's a good thing to learn. So if we're about to wrestle here, we're both in our good wrestling stance. This is how wrestling goes, right? We come in and we do this. So sometimes we'll come in and we'll do this, and we'll play around for a second, and then I'll push them away, and then I'll kind of re-engage again. Push them away. And you pretend like you're gonna engage again, but you don't. Instead, you just take a shot right then. You drop immediately when you time it. When they're reaching, you're shooting. So I'll just do the shot part real quick. So we're here in wrestling stance. I've already set it up. I think that he is going to reach for me. As he reaches for me, I'm gonna pop his post here. You reach, pop his post, drop into the double leg here. So that's the best way to do it, is to catch these posts. Sometimes you won't be able to get them, and that's okay. You can still take that shot if you time it really well. One more time from the top. We tie up. I disengage. I kind of push him away. I back up a little bit. Maybe I circle. I want him thinking about my upper body. I pop the post and shoot. It's a timing thing. You have to, when they're going to reach. You can just feel it if you get in there and you're feeling the flow of the fight. And then as it comes, you pop. We pop, drop into our penetration step, and then we go. I will show briefly what the entry to the single looks like, but singles are a lot about setup and getting them to step the way you want them to step. Slow motion here, I'm going to take a small step this way, a small angled step. I'm going to put my knee right here while I swing around and grab this leg. And then I'm going to use my head to push into his hip bone here, and that's going to make his leg light. I'm going to come up with his leg here. So let's give her one more time. So we're here, we step, come around, head in, pick the leg up, and we hold his leg here. We want to keep pressure with our head the whole time and pinch our legs so that he can't get his leg out. A variation we can do on the grip for the single leg, once we have taken our step, we turn the corner. So there's two ways we can do it. We can grab here, one on the knee here or the thigh, and the second on the Achilles. Step up here, or we can do both of them down here, both double over on the ankle here. But the important thing here, no matter how we have the grip, is that we want to put heavy pressure on the hip here with our head. If I pressure down here, it locks it into place and kind of off balances them, and we get good movement in order to finish the takedown. The setup is really, really important for a single leg. We're going to be in a tie here. Whenever we're in a tie, we want the inside position. So we want hand here and a hand here. We don't want to be 50-50 or, them having inside position is the worst. He has so much more control over me here, and I have like none. So we want to get inside position on our tie up here. And we're just going to do a push-pull here. So I want this leg. I want his left leg. So I'm going to first push him that way, and then when he starts to correct, I'm going to pull him, and that's going to get the step that we want. It's very, very simple, but push-pull is the king, I think. So I'm going to push, pull, and then as we pull, we can do our shot. Makes it really easy to do a very smooth entry if we can get him to step that well. Even if he doesn't step that much, we can make up a little bit of distance with our shot. It's no problem. So we got to tie up. And again, maybe we don't have inside position. First thing we do is get inside position. Push, pull, step. Come up into our shot. Go into our finish. So another thing we can do to try to set up a single leg is something really, really simple, but it works, and If you time it right, it seems like magic. It seems like you're just taking a shot so fast. That's what everybody will say. Whoa, it's so fast, but it's not speed, it's timing. If I'm disengaging, right? So he's trying to tie me up, and I keep, no, I'm not gonna. And I just start to circle him like this. And I'm just paying attention to when he steps. So as I go around, he has to follow me. If he doesn't follow me, then I just go around to his back, right? Like, so he has to follow me. So as I step, he has to step that leg forward. And I just start to pay attention to when he's stepping it. Step, step, step. And then when I know he's gonna step, I shoot. It's just circling and paying attention to when he's stepping his left leg forward that I want to shoot. And the goal is to shoot as he steps. Got it in. We got the leg. Okay, so from here we're gonna do a finish that's called run the pipe. I think it's the lowest risk finish, and it's also the one I see the most used. It's the first one you should always try. There's other finishes you can do from here. They involve like taking the leg out and doing a bunch of cool fancy stuff. But he can also escape his leg that way. So we're gonna do a way where he can't escape his leg. So we're here, we're tight on the leg, our head's bending down. So I'm gonna step my right leg back while it's kind of a spinning squat like this. And I'm gonna use my head along with my spinning momentum to drag him to the ground. So here, you just kind of swing him down nice and easy. Puts us in a really good place to do X pass. Single leg. Step and spin. Mechanically pretty simple, but very effective.